Hey guys, this is Charity. I'm an Usborne Consultant and have been for nearly a year now. This is my first video, and I thought it would be fun as I introduce myself to you guys to show you around my home office, to give you an idea of what it looks like for me on day to day when I'm not out in the field. and It's interesting to see how other people organize their office. Maybe some other people will want to show off their space and how they get things set up. And if you're new and you've never had an office space, a home office space, and you're setting up for the first time, it might be helpful to see how some other people are keeping all of their stuff straight and organized. So I'm going to move the camera around a little bit and try really hard not to make you nauseous from the camera movement. So I apologize about that in advance. So here goes. First, I want to just show you my general office space, which is pretty basic. What I'm looking at every day is, ta-da! That is my office computer. Yeah. Yep. That's a computer desk, and there's my printer. And then we get to this right here. I keep these next to me all of the time. Hot tea for my cold, steaming hot. Right here, booking notebook, vending notebook. I'll tell you more about this in a training video that I'm going to do. These right here always sit next to me, and my spiral bound calendar as well, which is either right here or in my purse at all times, so that I don't forget about these two. And then my new addition is my follow-up schedule. I just got this calendar right here. I'm going to hang this back up, and then I'm going to show you my little follow-up schedule. I got this idea from Wendy. I have a problem with follow-ups when it comes to making callbacks or sending emails. I lose business from not following through, moving on to the next thing and forgetting all about something that I should have done. So I have this calendar here, and I keep it separate from my appointment calendar. Oh, how can you see it? Okay. I keep it separate from my appointment calendar because there's no room. I keep all of my appointments for my family and business all on one calendar so that nothing ever accidentally overlaps. I don't want my child to have a dentist appointment at the same time that I have a book fair. So, but these are all for callbacks and emails right here. Like, I just got this a couple days ago, and there's like already about 15 things listed that I need to do in the next few days. Tons of stuff. And then on the other end, I decided to make a section for supplies to be ordered right here, like S&L catalogs, and side projects. I can get really busy doing all of these side projects and not focus on, say, booking home shows, which is why I have this here to remind me of my priorities. And then any training that I want to do, I want to make sure I do some training every month, no matter how long I've been in the company. It's never too late to train. So this is good for me, and it's going to help me out. And that's the front, and that's not much to it. But the back is where all the guts are. This is all of my stuff right here. And as you can see, this is a dining room that's been turned into an office space. So just ignore the silver. It really needs to be clean. This is everything. And I'm going to turn this down some so you can kind of see the floor and see the guts of all this stuff right here. And can't see my face too good, but my face isn't what's important. And just as a suggestion, anyone who's building a home office, there's two things that whenever you get a chance, you really could use getting. And you'll learn these very quickly. Here we go. 3-hole punch, paper cutter, must-haves. You gotta have these. Okay, gotta have them. All right, and something that I did. I had all of my stuff, anything that wasn't books, all piled in this big, huge, long bin, dumped all together, and it was a complete disaster. And when I went to get ready for a book fair, I would be a complete mess. So I got these two bins right here and separated out a few things to keep them organized. This says flyers, brochures, and postcards. And it's exactly what it says it is. And it's all of my extra flyers and brochures and stuff for building SNL folders or taking them to a book fair, you know, any of that kind of stuff. It's good to keep these separate from everything because you don't want them getting all bent up, corners messed up. They need to be crisp and clean and brand new looking when you pass them out. And then the next bin says giveaways and thank yous. And that's exactly what's in here. Thank you cards and little giveaway items that I would give at home shows and stuff. We've got neat little pen, thank you cards, and just, you know, stuff. So all of that is kept separate from the guts of everything else to help keep me organized. And then all of my paperwork is kept here. And you may have a filing cabinet, but I like having it portable and being able to move it around from place to place. And I'm going to have a training video where I talk about a lot of the stuff that's in here. Don't fall over. And my big binder notebook that home office talks about what all you should put in there when you first get started. So that's the paperwork. I have a home show books, which are a little low at the moment. I need to replenish those. And my coloring party books. Now, this is something I wanted to mention to you guys that I do that it's a little different than everyone else. Excuse me. I have a separate bag for coloring parties. I decided, since the coloring parties I do are typically girls' night out parties, and I want them to be more about the moms and less about the kids, I set up a bag that is primarily coloring books. I'm trying to collect one of every coloring book we have. Every time I place an order, I add one in there. Just ta-da. And I put these out on display. And a few other activity books that adults might be interested in. And I put all of those out, so it's not as much about the kids. And of course I have catalogs and hope that they'll order from the catalogs for the children. But I primarily want the night to be about them. I bring crayons in case there are some kids there. It's not that I say they can't be allowed. And then I have my 120 count Prismacolor box set, which is not required, but I happen to be an art major when I was in college, so I have that. And I take this bag with me instead. And that's how I do it. It's a little different. I enjoy it. Maybe I won't do that forever, but that's how I do it now. And then this right here is my SNL bag. And I'm going to have a little training video that talks about everything that's in here and how I keep all that organized and what's in these folders. Because this is really important. And you want all of your, once you decide to venture down the path of school and libraries, you want all this separate from your homeschool stuff. You want a completely separate bag to keep it all straight. So, now for everything else. You see there's other stuff here. There's 6 things that I take with me to book fairs. Unless I also need to take tables or a dolly. But other than that, which I may or may not take, there's 6 primary things I take. If I have a big book fair, I'm going to have lots of books that I order on consignment. But if I'm doing a simple vending event where I pay 10 or 20 bucks to show up to a local event around town and hope to sell a few books, but I'm mostly doing it for advertising. If it's some simple little event, I may not actually do consignment. I may just work with what I happen to have in stock. I have found for myself that if I have one table, I just need 2 boxes of books. This plastic bin right here has books in it. Eventually, I want all of my books to be in plastic bins because I'm paranoid that one day it's going to rain. Everything's going to get ruined. So every month I order a little something, another plastic container. So eventually everything will be protected. This is a sign of mine, by the way. Technical difficulty with the computer. Here we go. Is it still recording? Yes, it is. Okay. This here is an activity books box. I don't know if you can read that. It says activity books. It's labeled. And then this is everything else that's not activity books. And that's how I separate it, because that's how I put up my display. I have a large metal display rack, which is right here. They're expensive, but I happened to get one for free from somebody who was going to throw theirs out. It was blue, and I spray painted it purple. I put that rack out, and the majority of my activity books go in that rack. So it's easy for me to keep them all together, and put them out, and bam, I'm halfway done setting up my table in 2 seconds flat. And then all of these go in other little buckets and bins and stuff all around it. So that's how I keep my 2 boxes organized. Then I have this here. This is my caddy, which is all the little stuff. This is very useful. This is a 31 caddy. And it has my calculator right here, my name tag, lots of pens, you know, my clipboard, isn't it pretty? The butterflies. And the clipboard for the customers to fill out for requesting newsletters, catalogs, and all this stuff. All the stuff that you take to a book fair is all in here, the little stuff. Okay? So I take these 2 boxes of books. I take my caddy. That's 3 things. Then I take my metal rack. I take this, which I keep my posters in to protect them. You can get this online, or if you have a local teacher supply store, so you don't have to pay shipping. I know these are little things that you have to pay extra money for, but I feel like they'll protect my posters, so it's worth it to me. I take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. Now this right here is all my display materials, all in one bin. It's a big bin, but it's light. It can be big because it's light stuff inside of it. And in here is everything I need to set up the table before I put the books on it. And this goes in this bin as well. Not all of this stuff I'll take with me, just what I need. I've got all of my tablecloths. Pick the tablecloths I want. I've done a farm event and stuff, so I've got different tablecloths. So I pick the tablecloths I want. I throw them in this bin. Anything else that I need, there's all kinds of stuff in here. I use plastic bags. I use the nice Usborne bags for home shows and stuff, but I don't have the money to buy all those bags for all those books I hand out, so please forgive me that that's what I do. My stuffed animals, and microphone in case I play some sort of video, different things that I use for book displays, all kinds of stuff like that. I have my money box, okay? You gotta have something to put your change in and everything. This one's old and antique. I love it. It's got my square in there, all that stuff. And I wanted to show you this right here. This is pretty cool. This is a teddy bear that you get when you buy animal crackers. I spray painted the lid purple and had my wonderful man burn a hole in it to slip the little slips that people fill out to get a free newsletter every month and potentially win free books. And then stick them in there and kind of gets their attention because it's cute. Gets kids' attention. It's very nice. So I throw all this stuff in here. And then that way I keep it all together. I take out what I don't need. Leave the rest in there. Nothing's forgotten. And it's all well organized. And that is it. That is how I keep all of my stuff together. And maybe a couple of you can show how you keep all of your stuff organized and give us some tips and ideas. Thank you and have a wonderful day.